The world of Hollywood is filled with glitz, glamour, and countless stories that blur the line between reality and fantasy. But every so often, a tale emerges that is so peculiar, so unexpected, that it defies the conventions of even the wildest movie scripts. This is the story of a female movie star whose real-life adventure became stranger than any role she ever played on screen. It begins with a young woman named Evelyn Hunt. In the early 1950s, Evelyn was a rising star in Hollywood. With her luminous eyes and a smile that seemed to light up the silver screen, she quickly garnered attention from directors and producers alike. But Evelyn was not content to simply play the roles given to her. She wanted to forge her own path, to challenge herself and the world around her. One autumn evening, after a long day on set, Evelyn received a letter delivered by hand to her dressing room. The envelope was unmarked, save for her name written in a looping, elegant script. Inside, the letter was succinct. "If you seek adventure, come to Griffith Park at midnight. Bring only yourself. A friend." Most would have dismissed the letter as a prank or a fan's overzealous gesture. But Evelyn's curiosity was insatiable. At midnight, dressed in a simple coat and scarf, she made her way to the designated spot. The park was eerily quiet, shadows stretching long beneath the moonlight. She waited, her heartbeat echoing in her chest. Suddenly, a figure stepped from the trees. A woman, older, with striking features and an air of mystery. She introduced herself as Lila, a former actress who had vanished from the public eye years before. Lila spoke of a hidden side to Hollywood, a network of people who believed in the magic of the movies, not just as entertainment, but as reality-bending experiences. She handed Evelyn a small, ornate mirror. "This," Lila whispered, "is no ordinary mirror. It shows not just your reflection, but your truest self, the self you become when the cameras stop rolling." Skeptical but intrigued, Evelyn peered into the mirror. At first, she saw only her own face, tired from a long day. But then, the image shifted. She saw herself as a child, running through fields, laughing freely. She saw herself on stage, under the bright lights, transformed by each character she played. And then, she saw something else. Herself. Older, sitting in a grand library, surrounded by books and scripts, her face serene and wise. The experience was brief, but it left Evelyn shaken. Lila explained that the mirror was part of an old Hollywood tradition, passed down through generations of actresses who truly loved their craft. It was a reminder that their real selves were not lost beneath the layers of performance and fame. Evelyn thanked Lila, promising to keep the secret. Over the years, she carried the mirror with her, consulting it whenever she felt lost or overwhelmed. It became her talisman, her anchor amid the whirlwind of stardom. But the story does not end there. Decades later, long after Evelyn had become a household name, and then quietly retired from public life, a young actress named Marianne received a mysterious letter on the set of her first major film. The envelope was unmarked, but inside, the note was clear. "If you seek adventure, meet me in Griffith Park at midnight. Bring only yourself. A friend." When Marianne arrived, she found an older woman waiting, a woman with luminous eyes and a gentle smile. Evelyn handed her the same ornate mirror, passing on the secret that had guided her through the strangest and most wonderful moments of her life. To this day, the story of the Hollywood mirror remains one of the industry's best-kept secrets, whispered among those who truly love the art of storytelling. Some dismiss it as a myth, a fanciful tale told to inspire young actresses. But those who have gazed into the mirror know that the boundary between reality and imagination is thinner than we think. Evelyn Hunt's legacy endures, not just through her films, but through the foyer. Quiet, unbroken chain of women who have dared to look beyond their reflections and find themselves both on and off the screen. As the years went by, stories began to surface about Evelyn's uncanny intuition. Directors marveled at her ability to bring authenticity to her roles, to disappear so completely into each character that it seemed as though she was living multiple lives at once. Co-stars would sometimes find her lost in thought, gazing into a compact mirror before a scene. She never spoke of it, but those who were close to her sensed that she was drawing on something deep and mysterious. One particularly strange incident occurred during the filming of a suspense thriller in the late 1960s. The script called for Evelyn's character to deliver an emotionally charged monologue beside a grand piano. As the cameras rolled, Evelyn's demeanor changed. She seemed to become someone else entirely. When the director called cut, Evelyn looked around in confusion, as if waking from a dream. She later confided to a friend that she had seen herself, just for a moment, as an older woman surrounded by music and laughter, a vision eerily similar to what she had seen in the mirror years before. Despite her fame, Evelyn remained humble and accessible, often mentoring young actresses and encouraging them to seek authenticity in their craft. She spoke little of her own achievements, preferring to focus on the stories and people around her. Yet, those who knew her best sensed that she carried a secret, a guiding force that shaped her choices and protected her from the darker sides of fame. After her retirement, Evelyn disappeared from the spotlight, retreating to a quiet house overlooking the Pacific Ocean. She spent her days writing and occasionally teaching at a local theater. When she passed away, tributes poured in from all corners of the world. But among the many accolades and remembrances, a few quietly acknowledged her unique gift, the strange, true story of the Hollywood mirror. And so, the tale lives on, passed from one generation to the next, a reminder that sometimes the strangest stories are the ones that contain the most truth. For in the world of movies and dreams, the line between what is real and what is imagined is not always as clear as it seems. Perhaps the greatest role any of us can play is that of our truest self, in the spotlight and in the quiet moments in between. I may not use all the correct photos to tell my tale, but it is still strange but true. If you can, please help me grow my channel by subscribing, bell ringing, and a thumbs up. I am Shaylin, and I sincerely thank you for watching my video. Now, go forth and live your best life.